Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you. Because I head tied like I'm on my tiptoes. Baby, you think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Hey, where the money at? Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get it and split it with my kinfolk daily. At all, seen them rise and fall. Went up the mountain, it wasn't hard to climb at all. Don't miss up the moon, yeah. Don't miss up the moon, yeah. We need it, so please don't miss up the moon.
Got an old guitar, got a fine cigar. Slow down a bit, get a lit, and let the blues lay where they are. 'Cause the blues some days, they won't let go. They won't let go. But it's Saturday, we're at the shop today. Let's celebrate. Light up an anime, raise a toast, watch the blues go up in smoke. Watch the blues go up in smoke.
Bam! Boom, just like that. We are live. It is Saturday.
At the shop.
At the shop. Episode number
197.
197.
You
keep
would
an eye on that because episode 200 is going to be a special one.
You're going to want to be here. That is on April 2nd. We might just do that Saturday at the shop on April 1st, that Friday night.
Yeah, I think so.
April Fool's
Just kick
Day.
it up right. What's up, fam?
What's happening, fam? Good morning. Good morning. All right. Good morning to all of you. Let's get into the headlines. Let's roll in and act like we've got a show that is our 197th, shall we?
Okay. And the winner is... What's blue and green all over and tastes great?
That is honestly, that is the best headline you could come up with.
Should we stop
197.
Now? F1, F2. Whatever. We're winging the rest. That's on there.
Okay,
Winging
ladies and
the
gentlemen,
rest.
boys and girls, let me just show you Exhibit A of why my dad needs to be hit in the head with a tack hammer.
Yes.
Okay, this right here. Okay, you see that?
Yeah, they can't see it because there's really not a lot to see.
Exactly my point.
Well,
This thing could be shut, it would have the same amount of info that's
you
on this.
told me all along before we started this business that your mission was to what? Get
you
me
to
to retire.
Yeah.
Well, I retire from doing those goddamn notes. So that
No, you're fired. Step into my office.
I understand. We have half of the internet watching.
Okay.
Yvonne is in. Zach Patterson is in.
Stop
Rob Reel.
for a second. Stop. Okay, let's slow down for a second here.
I'm just all jacked up
I
on
would
coffee.
know. I felt this
Yeah.
Celsius that I just took all the
And
way.
you made
to
me
the head.
puff about 4 inches of this cigar quickly.
You see this?
Yeah.
What is this?
That's a bag to carry liquor and cigars in.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm giving it away. So here's what we're going to do. Share this. Like this.
Yeah.
Comment this. And the name that, I don't know, Fam likes best is going to win this.
Yeah,
and
I like
you
it.
can't choose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, what are you smoking this morning? Other than my favorite
your
morning cigar?
favorite cigar, the Grand Habano Zulu. And by the way,
Connecticut.
today's show is brought to us by Grand Habano Cigars. We will have a special guest on today. But I think before we get too started, because
Good day, Alba Dogs.
because half of the internet is watching this morning, we should let people know that we are Industrial Cigar Company. We are in Frisco, Texas. I'm Pops.
I'm Brandon.
And we just get together every Saturday and just do what every father-son team does. Smack each
I
other
was
and
just
shit like
about
that.
to cold cock you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, wait.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait. I
That's
just
okay.
want you to be. Yes, this is actually.
It's a full contact sport.
I've spoke about this. This show, it just happens to be people here watching.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I'm going to be honest.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate everybody watching. I love all you. You're keeping the dream alive.
We were going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Whether this all tanks in 2 seconds, we're just going to keep doing this because this is kind of just our hour
It is
every
it's-
week.
It's our hour to build a library of things that you can show my great-grandchildren and say, see,
Back before he shit his
your
pants.
great-grandfather was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy, you know?
It is healthy. It's healthy it's good family stuff. We recommend that you fake a show with your family members and make it happen. By the way, if you're coming to us from a foreign country like Chicago, you let us know where you're coming in from. We will say good morning to you in your native tongue, and we do know that there's a couple of our close friends. Of course, we've got Chris.
Where is Chris?
Chris Pennington is in Belize. So we're going to say good day, mate, to him. Good day, mate. And I understand that he took his blow-up doll with him.
No, hold it. No, Whitney's a real human.
That is
This
true.
is a business page.
I did see. What's that got to do with anything? They probably on Facebook sell like blow-up dolls that when you squeeze them, hemp comes out or something. Who
You
the
know,
hell knows?
I am just
Freaking
so
commies.
excited. People have shared this stream 80 times already. Look at that, 80 shares.
That is awesome.
So start just
That
rolling
is
it in,
awesome.
because we've got a couple of these I'm going to give away.
Should we say good morning to a few people? And we know that we have Pennington coming in. We also have Nathan Allen coming in to us from the Virgin Islands. And I would like to see an island full of virgins these days. Where the hell is that place at? Doesn't exist.
I don't know. Ask
Good
our
day,
neighbors.
mate.
They'll tell you.
Good day,
Tell you
mate.
where to find 72 of them. Okay, let's roll all over here. Okay, hang on. Let's look at this. Zach Patterson had his first child last night. Well, his wife did. But they had their first child last night.
While they're in Zach Patterson did.
Zach Patterson.
And he's coming to us from New Mexico, so good day, mate.
If the name was a domain name, it would be a long one. Little Miss Serenity Rain Patterson.
.com. I like it. It
I think that'd be a
flows.
.net.
You could fit that on a hat. Sure.
Congratulations, Zach. That is so awesome. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, I'm going to smoke probably one of my favorite things ever created in celebration with you. That is so cool. You poor bastard.
This just in, you have an incredible palate because that cigar is the shit.
If I knew how to blend, if I knew anything about cigars, if I had any sort of knowledge, this is what I would do. It seems like it was blended for me and by me.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and that's how I know George and I we're gonna.
Well,
get
I do
along.
know that you guys have a similar bit of nuttiness to you. Nuttiness is in wacko, because you have a tendency to I think I'm going to go ride my bike 100 miles in a day.
He knows that's not that
He
far.
did a triathlon like a couple days ago, and he's still walking.
Yeah, but look at him. He's an
I know,
athlete.
he's an athlete.
When I do it, I'm just being a dickhead.
And when he said that he smoked the Zulu for 20 years, it just goes to show you there are no negative effects. Although I think if you look, once you see his hairdo and Nathan's hairdo, you'll see that smoking 6 cigars a day doesn't help the hair follicles.
Really?
Huh.
Really?
But if you look at Polar, Polar has a beautiful head of hair, which means he smokes Black and Mild basically all day long.
Oh, come on. He digs you like that. Dang. Yeah, that hairline is going nowhere, Polar. I am so just, I'm proud and also just a little bit envious. But
Evan Hurst is politely saying, pick me.
hey, fam, check out the comments and just read a name off that you like.
Yvonne is
Oh,
in.
and by the way, if they're local, that's a good idea
like
too.
if one of them happens to be Rob, then
Yeah,
just
if
let us
one is
know.
Rob Goodwin, I'd be all right
We'll
with that.
save so much on shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be great.
And I won't forget to ship it out. So I like any local name that is also a good sounding name. So as soon as you got it, throw that name out.
Brad McGaw is in.
I like that dude.
Brad is a good dude. I'm from now on. I'm calling him Radar. I love the way. I mean, he is. If I turn around and I'm thinking, I wonder where Brad's at. Brad's right there. He is so attentive.
Yeah,
I love that dude.
He is attentive. That guy, when he walks in the door, he is here to get it done.
Yeah. And he had his knee brace off yesterday, so he was rocking it.
I think he should wear it because he looks like a left tackle.
JJ's in. Sean Ratz is in. By the way, Sean Ratz is a saint. That dude is taking on the battle that is the mice that got into my car, and he's taking it on. He's pulling things out, finding out that they ate half of the wire that goes up to the turn signal and all kinds of places. So
You're kidding me.
he's just, I love it. The guy just goes in and starts pulling stuff off.
Oh, it's
He's
gonna
like,
be
I've
great."
never worked on one of these, but this looks like it comes off.
Oh, it's great. I mean,
I-
he's just going, that's next month's rent, that's the next month's rent,
yeah.
that's the next month's rent. I'd just be pulling shit off too.
I would too.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a great business model.
It is. It is. We got Tony coming in. Tony, that's kind of a new name. That name's coming in from from a foreign country.
What are you talking about here?
There's one he's got dots and dashes over the top of his name. You know that's not from Texas.
Go ahead and just say that name, will you?
Tony Markin. There's a thing over it. What's that mean?
I think it sounds like an I think it's like American.
Merkin.
I don't really know.
Merkin. Hopefully it's Merkin. Good day there, Mr. Merkin.
Boy, if you grew up with my group of friends, you would have a different name.
Yes. Yeah. So Kathleen's coming in. Guten Morgen. So she's obviously got a little of that German blood in her.
Yep.
Yeah. She's excited about the German engineered cigars that are going to be launched in a couple weeks.
Chris Thomas is in 360 booth.
Oh, I love
Texas
that guy.
charcuterie, all around.
Yeah.
Ugliest sweater wearing dude on the planet. Here's what I've noticed. With our lack of,
Preparedness.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I would say. It doesn't help the show move forward. I feel like we just kind of been saying hi for 10 minutes or so.
All right, we'll get on to some goddamn content then. Let's go.
Well, then let's bring on George
Well-
Rico, because he's the only thing that can save us right now.
George Rico's here?
You son of a bitch. Don't you do that.
Hey, by the way, soon, Jim Stanko, George Rico's stunt double, will be walking in here. So we've got it covered. We got it covered.
There's a scaling issue.
Well, they got to get a little closer and stand back a little further.
Yeah, that's it.
But-
all right, you know what? Let's just save this show, please, for the love of Christ.
For
and
the
bring
love
in-
of Christ.
Everyone give it up to George
Rico!
Come in here.
Yeah, right in here.
All right.
We like to take care of our guests. We give
Appreciate
them
it.
the
Good seeing you.
least
Yes,
comfortable
sir,
seat.
brother.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm actually going to just hold this right here
Okay.
because we're so official. We're mic'd up. But
There you go.
George, this in my eyes has been a long time coming. I have been a huge fan of your cigars for a very long time. For those who don't know, Gran Habano Cigars is the creation of George Rico.
My brand of Gran Habanos is my brand and my father's brand as well. So let's get him a round of applause as well.
Absolutely.
let's give it up.
George Rico's dad!
Let's just keep him in Honduras.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I've seen this when I have looked up your blends, and I've seen this. What is STK?
Stay True Kid. That's what it stands for. Stay True Kid.
Stay True Kid.
Yeah. So it's a combination of both. When I started the brand with the Zulu Zulu, is to help a charity. and also to always stay focused on my goal, which is to make good cigars. So Stay True Kid is my brand.
I like
Oh,
it.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the STK, and for some reason, when you see it, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Just to have 3 letters next to it, now it makes sense. So I like
Yeah,
Some
that's
people
amazing.
go with the whole doctor thing, MD, but
I
George
go with
Rico, STK.
That's
the,
it.
With the
That's
street
official.
slang one.
I
That's
like
my
that.
title.
So down here for the first time,
Yep.
what would you say is the number one thing you want people to know about you and about your brand?
Well, for me, the number one thing is the passion that I hold for making cigars. I mean, that's my number one. It's always to learn and continue to apply myself to making good cigars and get that knowledge. Because I think, as you progress, there's always something new that you could learn from people, from yourself as the years go by. So it's the passion that I have for the tobacco leaf and how I could bring that into a cigar and then bring it to the public. So that's my passion.
It's very apparent as you smoke the cigars.
Thank you.
I've noticed that your cigars are ones where you're smoking and you end up looking at them a lot. For me, that's a
All
good
right.
indicator.
That's
It's
a
like,
good indicator.
ooh, boy, what is this? Or,
Good.
God damn, that experience. Can we talk about this cigar for a second?
Yeah.
Because we have Zach Patterson. Zulu Zulu is an absolutely amazing cigar. Zulu Zulu, absolute favorite cigar. These are different people.
Excellent.
It's,
I'm glad they love it.
This, to me, doesn't make sense because, forgive me if I'm wrong, you have the Connecticut wrapper.
Yep.
And we're going to get nerdy here for a second. But then it's Nicaraguan binder filler.
Yeah, Nicaraguan binder filler. There is a combination of different fillers from different regions. Awesome.
So how do you take a Nicaraguan cigar, which many people may know, generally speaking, Nicaraguan are fuller, generally have a little bit more punch to them.
Yeah.
How do you take predominantly a Nicaraguan tobacco cigar and make it so just creamy and inviting and no pepper? How do you do that?
Well, I think it's pretty part of the blend, but also the tobaccos that I'm using. I mean, we farm in Jalapa Valley, and Jalapa is known for its flavors and aromas, and I think that's one of the regions that really, if you look at the tobacco, it really marries well with some of the other cigars from different regions. It's got a little bit of Colombian, so that gives it also a little bit of aroma. So it's a great way to start any blend with Jalapa tobacco. So. Yeah, it's a great tasting cigar. Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, so it's just really nice and mellow. That's actually, I was talking last night, but that's actually my private blend that I had for years, and then we brought that out in 2010.
So you don't hear about Colombian tobacco very much.
Yep.
What is there a flavor characteristic that Colombian tobacco has?
Well, yeah, it definitely has a aroma. It does contribute to flavor, but it could also be overwhelming depending on how much you use. It's just one of those that you really kind of want to utilize, but not use too much of.
Almost like salt.
Just like enough to give flavor and maybe bring in a little bit of nuances.
What's up, Jim?
To highlight some of the other tobaccos.
Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic. This was, we brought in a couple boxes. We felt absolutely in love, and finding out that it was your own personal blend, it said just buy all of them.
Well,
Because
He actually sent me a picture of the whole stack of them in his warehouse. Basically, this is how many you can have. It wasn't a ton compared to the rest of the warehouse.
Yeah, we don't-
So yeah, he's
And I'm
hoarding
sorry,
them.
the thing about these is that we don't make a lot of Zulu Zulus every month. I mean, we actually make about a 200 box of production every
That's it?
month. Yeah, it's not a high production cigar. We focus more on the other side of the blends, but this is more of the boutique side of Granabonos, with everything that's SDK, the Black Dahlia. It's not a high production cigar. It's more focused on quality. So I sent your dad a picture of what was available at the time when he was looking for it.
Yeah.
and he said,
When you
he
guys
said-
were bringing it on, well, this is what we have.
yeah.
So there's a lot of people that have had one of the products in the line and didn't really understand the breadth of the line. Guys like Evan Hurst are actually addicted to the Zulu Zulu, but there are some incredible cigars. I learned so much last night. Last night we mic'd up George, and we just did about, I think, 45 minutes or an hour of just Q&A, and it was so informative. But we talked about the individual cigars. The Blue and Green's one of my personal favorites. It's a cigar that I've loved. This was actually the cigar that brought the line into the store. Outstanding cigar, and you guys know I'm just kind of right down the middle, smooth, creamy, not a lot of pepper. The other one was the Black Dahlia, which I found was very interesting because a lot of companies talk about double Ligero, and they try to give you they insinuate that they're going to punch you in the face. Triple
That's a
Ligero.
Triple Ligero.
You're kidding me.
No, but the focus, like I was explaining last night with the triple Ligeros, Ligeros from 3 different countries. So different types of tobacco, different plants. So utilizing the Ligero of maybe what you would consider a Seco leaf in another country, but that's their Ligero version of it. And so incorporating that into the flavor profile of how to develop the blend. The
Wow,
blend.
that's incredible. And so just for you, for everyone who's watching to know, after we get done with this show, we're peeling off to the back and we're going to shoot an ICCU video,
Yeah.
which you've seen before.
Yeah.
You're going to learn much more about the brand, the family, really,
Yeah.
in all of this. And we'll talk some about the actual blends in and of themselves, but just look forward to that coming out here very soon.
The other one that I think really opened some eyes, yes.
Christian Schwarzkopf coming in from Germany.
Ah, guten Dayen, sir.
Okay,
Just like
continue
that. It
on.
sounded just like that, didn't it? So this is the one that I've always loved this cigar. It's a cigar that performs really well outside as well as inside. But I learned something last night. You don't mind me sharing what I
No,
learned?
not
Because
at
this
all.
just
Of course,
shows
please.
that my learning area of my brain is still functioning.
That's great.
It's still gravitating for a few hours.
Yeah, yeah. And because books are for suckers, I don't really read a lot, except for Motocross Action.
Oh.
But other than that,
Oh, God.
from 1976, I still have some of
Yeah,
those.
Bob Hanna.
But this is the Grand Reserve 2012. So you started with, I believe, 7-year-old tobacco. But folks, this thing was rolled in 2012. So post-rolled, 10 years.
Yeah.
This isn't a $20 or $30 or $40 cigar, even though it smokes like one. Maybe the best value in the store. Right
That
now.
was rolled in 2012?
Yeah.
So when some of these manufacturers say it's a 2006 or a 2009,
Correct.
that tobacco or that seed is generally from that time?
So the Reserva project is our Corojo number 5 blend that the tobaccos are aged 7 to 8 years and then rolled in that particular year. So that's what makes it unique and different. You're getting a Corojo number 5 vintage version of it. So we
So
started
conceivably, this was in the ground in 2004-ish?
Yeah. And what changes the project is we started with 2010. Well, it was all the way back to 2008, 2009, 2010. Every year the crop do change. So when you go back to 2005, 2007, the tobaccos that we were utilizing then, climates had changed. So every year it's a little different. So every vintage is different.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does
No,
it-
it's...
We try to stay to the same blend, but every year the cigar's just a different.
And,
And
you
does
can
that-
see people are. Mike had it. That was his
Yeah,
first,
I mean-
first cigar last night.
Excellent.
People just loving the cigars, and it's just such an approachable line. Kind of what we had a conversation that was on the other end that you had with another manufacturer, but make cigars that 98% of the people in the room want to smoke, not 2%. And that's really what this
And even
entire line is.
Look at the
It's-
2012, which or a triple Ligero on paper means it only needs to be the full body smoker. I'm more than happy to smoke the Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
And what I'm most excited about, quite frankly, is the line has done very well. And this is the first time you've been in the lounge.
Yeah, it's
So
my first time.
This is everyone has spoken about your cigars for so long, and it's been part of what we've done just completely unbiasedly without having this experience. I'm really excited to see what happens from here. You know, I think the opportunities are endless. I know you want to. You're more than welcome to. I'll just send you a bunch of bands. If you just want to take your Zulu band off, put ours on, we'll call it
We're
good
fine.
from here.
Yeah,
All right,
we're good.
that's a good way to go.
Keep it simple.
All sold just like that.
Exactly.
But no, truly. I'm
So
just
this is your first
excited.
trip to ICC. What was your impression of hanging out with some of our folks last night?
No, I think it was great. I love the setting. I think the lounge is phenomenal. I mean, it's one of the best lounges I've been in.
Thank you.
In quite some time. Although I haven't traveled because of the pandemic that much, but everyone here is nice. The coffee's phenomenal. I will
Thank
tell
you.
you. We talked about
Distretto.
it last night.
I talked it up last
Hey,
night.
Distretto.
Distretto coffee.
Yeah,
Boom.
it actually came through. So, and I think it's just a good Texas friendly atmosphere that you guys have here. I love it.
We're glad to welcome you to the family. Truly.
I saw somebody here. It scrolled away, but somebody from Instagram is on their way in to get some.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah,
come in,
hopefully they
meet
can-
George.
Yeah, hopefully they can
Yeah,
get that.
sit down, smoke a cigar with us.
And
forward
what's so interesting before we cut you loose and actually let you just sit and hop off the comfiest seat in Frisco, you also are just, if somebody saw you walking past on the street, they wouldn't think there's an incredible blender and the owner of a cigar company and a second generation and
I appreciate that.
you wouldn't think that, right?
Well, more laid back. I let my work do the talking. So that's the real focus on it. It's just one of the things I have a passion for it, but it's not about the attention about it's what I do and what it transfers over to it at the end of the day.
About the finished product.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to.
Well, it's very clear. It's very clear. You have many people who make it about themselves first and the cigar second, and I applaud you for doing
Thank you.
the inverse.
I noticed that the manufacturers that farm their own tobacco are much more humble. Have you noticed that, Brandon? We see a lot of guys that are going to factories and having them make a cigar for them, and they're pretty damn proud of what they created. But the fact is those farmers are the ones that are creating that tobacco and then working with their finished product.
I can
Very,
see
very
that.
humble.
I didn't think about it that way.
It's
Yeah,
true.
because
I do see that.
I think you have the guys who are creating the brand and they've got to build the hype, and it's not about the cigars, it's about building the brand and the portfolio and writing off maybe their past successes in another life.
But this lasts forever.
Yeah.
It's easy to go like that.
Yeah, for us, it's more building the infrastructure and supporting the infrastructure and supporting the product as opposed to being a celebrity at the end of the day.
That's clear, because I tried to find photos of you for our promo shit, and I
very-
couldn't find anything on you.
I'm very.
We just had to
I'm
shoot
very
pictures of
private.
Nate. And we just shot pictures of Nate. And,
Yeah, just shrink them down a little bit.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
so we're going to need to take some photos of you, because
appreciate
next time you
that.
come back, I need some content to work with, because we ain't done
Good,
shit.
I look
Awesome.
forward to it.
No, George, thank you so much for
I
being
appreciate
here.
you.
It really
Thanks
means
for
the world
having
to
me.
us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for supporting the product. and
Absolutely.
Thanks for everyone out there for
Thank-
supporting the
thank
product.
you.
Everyone,
guys.
give it up for George Rico!
We got some new names coming in. We have Nelson Turner coming in. Chase Downs is coming in. So
What's happening?
Welcome in. We got a Texas flag. Good day, mate. You know how it goes. That definitely picked up the momentum of the show.
It put us where we're supposed to be.
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
this isn't about us. Well, it kind of is, because this would happen if there wasn't anyone here. But truly, this is just us coming together and having a cigar.
Yes.
You know, just like Tuesdays, but different.
But different.
Because
And
it's morning.
And I would highlight now last week's show. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch Cigar Talk Live, it's still up there. We had a great show. We had Rick was on the show from Facebook.
Is his name Weber or Webster? Webster.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want anybody to know that, but
He works for Meta. He lives.
he's
Never
with
mind.
he's with Facebook, and it was great for us as a cigar company to call him out, to call his company out on why they are so anti cigars and
I think
anti everything that's normal.
I think we had some valid points that will never make it up the chain to change any minds.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense why cigars are so difficult.
No.
When you collect all the information about me, you could know what I'm interested in. You could know my age, my area, my local laws. You could know everything about me, and you could make that available. You could make so much more money off of that channel, and we would never touch a feed of somebody who's under 21 years old.
No way.
They could definitely do that. To
No.
me, it doesn't make sense.
No.
I'll
I'll tell you what, if you're under 21 and you're watching this show right now, give us a thumbs up.
Don't do that.
Well, nobody's going to do it.
If you're, that's a good point.
Yeah.
No, now Evan Hurst is going to do this, but Evan Hurst, I tuned in pretty late. Did I miss some good content early? Oh, you
Is that
missed
a
it.
dig? I think that's a dig.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you didn't.
No, you
didn't
missed.
miss it.
You really missed a pretty mediocre show until George was here.
Yeah.
So that's great. I'm glad. George will now believe me on everything I tell him from this point on because I bragged up the Distretto coffee, and he just said it's a winner. So now from this point on, he's going to believe everything that I say.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. We got that going for us.
Okay, let's talk F1 here.
F1.
F1 new season launched on Netflix last night.
Yeah,
I
did you
watched,
watch it?
I watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah. Good.
It's good.
Good.
It's good. But importantly, on the 20th is Bahrain. That's the first race of the season, and that means it is
F1 watching party.
F1
time.
watching party and paddock lounge time. We will go live on people who want season passes this week. We're ready to go to production on the actual passes, on the signage, on everything there.
Yep.
If you want to be a part of it, you want to sponsor part of our actual livery and the program, hook it up. We already have a few people hopping on.
Yeah, how cool is it? So Brandon has created, and Ale has created a rendering of an ICC F1 car. And we're going to have a step and repeat out front, but what's cool is if you sponsor it at any level, it will change the size of your decal.
Yep.
But we're going to put your logos on that picture of the car so people will be able to get their picture taken with the car when they come in, splash it all over the internet.
Not only that, just picture this. Picture this for your business or your brand or whatever. At the end of the season, you will get artwork because it's rendered out. You will get high quality imagery printed of your business on that car. So it's going to look like in your office, it looks like you're an F1 sponsor.
We're literally saving you millions.
Literally saving you millions.
Literally saving you millions.
Yeah, so ultimately that I think is going to be great. We should start talking about this now because there are a few races that are going to occur on Sundays during football season.
Right.
So we need to figure out how to navigate.
We got to crack the code.
How to. We're going to piss off people, but we got to piss off people in the right way and at least communicate this before.
Yeah.
There are going to be alterations during football season. Maybe football season, all the games are on here. For the race is only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it might just be the private members.
Yeah, we'll see.
That will have
Cigar Hammer
inconvenience.
Mike is coming in with all caps, saying it's starting next week. Cigar Hammer Mike, why don't you get your ass in your car and come up and watch these, watch with us in the paddock. This is going to be an absolute blast. It is going to be a sport to watch. It's addictive.
Yep.
And it will be something that will bridge the gap until the Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it is now being coined the Patoro paddock.
Yes.
Because Patoro they have cigars that will only be available
How cool is
an
this?
hour before the race and during the race, and that's it. Then
Yeah.
they go back in the vault until next week's
Yep.
race. So you have to be here.
And it's a cigar they don't sell.
Yep.
So we're going to have this unique cigar. And having Pablo in last week, when Brandon went through the entire, here's what F1 is going to be. Now, keeping in mind his other company, Cyrus Watches, is a sponsor of the Haas team.
Who just laid down the fastest time?
Just laid down the fastest time.
Came
I
back.
was so excited to see how excited he was about it. He was all in.
And so what he's doing when he goes to the races in Hungary and Belgium and Monaco, and he's going to get things from the garages and from those races, send them back to us.
Yep.
So if you show up to the race, that's going to be an entry. Then you buy a cigar, that's going to be another entry. You can win these international pieces of F1 memorabilia that saves you a flight to Monaco.
Absolutely. Again, we're saving you thousands.
We're trying to add value.
We're adding value. One of the things that, if you don't mind if I geek out just on,
I will never recover financially from this, Sean Rath.
well, here's the thing. One of the things that I saw yesterday, this is just a little F1 talk, but there was a Indy driver that came out talking shit about the Haas team. So Haas really kind of followed the pack last year, finishing last virtually everywhere. They get a
They had
new
a
driver.
2019 car.
They had a 2019 car. So they get a new driver. He goes to do testing yesterday, throws down the fastest time, and an Indy driver throws shade at him and says, okay, so what this proves is that when Magnussen, is that his name, Magnussen?
Yep.
When Magnussen drove an Indy car, he qualified last, and now he goes to F1 and qualifies first, showing you that Indy drivers are better than F1 drivers. And I'm like, how much skill does it take to turn left? That's all the Indy drivers do is turn left.
Left and bump.
Left and bump. That's it. So, yeah, let's see them take a right one time and see if they can still have that conversation.
That would be interesting.
Let's have an Indy driver versus F1 fight. See who wins.
Fight to the death?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, there are not enough fights to the death between
There really are
inter
not.
sport fights to the death.
There really are not. I think we have Adrian Barunda here from Cigars and Guns.
Yep. You know, if we bring him on, that's going to close us off. So we might as well talk about something.
What else do you want to talk about? If there's anything, by the way, if I'm missing any Good Day Mates, here I'm just going to throw a blanket over y'all. Good day, mate. And for those of you in Australia, how you doing?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
here's something to keep on your radar. So we have F1 popping off, but second week in April,
Yeah.
Oliver's going to be in with United Cigars. We're going to do the Great American Weekend. Thursday, you need to go on. We'll talk about this. Do the range day with Cigars and Guns. Friday, we'll have an event here, and we're going to do, I think we're doing a griddle top, and he's going to come out and cook, and then at the end of the night, that's just going to go away with somebody.
Awesome. Love
We'll
that.
have United in the
Dirty-
house. We'll
dirty
bring
grill.
some of that stuff in. Yeah, I mean, nobody's got dirty grills sitting around the house. And then on Saturday, we're going to come in, do a similar type of experience, but all the way through. If you haven't met Oliver, this
Salt of
guy,
the earth.
oh,
Think about this. How blessed are we? We have just this week, Pablo, Luciano, George Rico. In a couple weeks we have Oliver coming in. There's a Mr. Nelson Alfonso that's coming in.
Edgar's releasing the Cabroncito Habano in May.
We have surrounded ourselves with great people. And we've said it 100 times. We do business with people, not brands. And that is, and frankly, that's probably why you see a bunch of stuff in here that you're not familiar with, because they're great companies that are focused on one thing: making the best cigar in the world, not the most cigars for the best price.
Can I be honest, though?
No, now's the time to lie.
Okay, then I'll lie about it. Well, I just went to Miami for a couple of days for cigar-related work. And when we were down there, this is the lie part. We went into a couple retail humidors that look like every other humidor.
Yeah.
Here's my lie. Really impressed with all of the same stuff you see everywhere
Nice.
else. I mean,
Nice. April
it's
Fools.
really good cigars. Their packaging is beautiful.
A lot of great hospitality.
Great hospitality. Can't do this much longer. Okay,
No.
look, I went down and I saw some of the stuff that we haven't had in here for a while. The 8x80 cigars, the 7x70 cigars,
Jesus.
these massive monster cigars that I'm just not interested in bringing so many of these lines in.
No.
It's unbelievable to
Somebody
see
at the show showed a 9x90.
without it being a joke. Well, without it being an intended joke.
Yeah, they were serious. 9x90 is like smoking half of a baseball bat
Yeah,
from the fat end.
that's an inch and a half in diameter. It ain't cool. I don't want to see someone smoke that either.
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
I wonder if that's what they were shooting their photos with last week. I don't know. You got to cup it. Look at Ron. Ron, I don't want to watch you act like
I
you're
can't
smoking
unsee
that.
that, man. Don't do that.
And you're all silhouetted, and you got the whole thing going on. I don't like any of this. Nothing that's happening. Yeah, who would buy that, Brad? You would be surprised. A lot of people do buy that. Oh, and by the way,
Well, let's quantify.
by
a
the
lot.
way, the
Yeah.
8x80 I saw was $8. Let's just talk about that. If you find a large cigar for inexpensive, they are getting their bad tobacco.
You know what? That's the perfect cigar to have after a nice dinner at Golden Corral. You know, it just pairs. I had a little bit of the cheese fountain, and now I'm going to go have that 8x80
You might be dipping that cigar in the cheese fountain.
just to give it some flavor.
No, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm sure George could attest to.
You'd have to light
the
that in a
challenges.
fireplace.
Oh, all right. Let me see if there's anything that we're missing in your stellar script here.
No, that's pretty much it. I think we're going to post. Are we going to post the winners of last night because
Yeah.
we didn't run the number?
Yeah, we'll post it. We'll have to do it that way.
Watch our Facebook page today. Those of you that were here last night were entered into a raffle. We will do our drawings and post the winners up on the deal. We'll direct message you. Let us know your address, and
We'll rock and roll.
Get it to you.
No, that's okay. So I think this is probably a good time to bring on Adrian.
Perfect.
Think good with that?
I think so. Yeah.
This is our OG segment here. It was.
It is.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
The old guy. Yeah, the old guy. So, at this time, you already know who it is. You already know what this segment is. Everyone, give it up for Adrian Barunda! Hey!
Adrian.
Good morning.
What's up, dog? How
Hey,
you doing?
good.
What's your packing, dog?
Little H&K.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
All right,
We are in Texas.
let's talk about
Yeah.
this because I was sitting there at the house the other night and I realized there are firearms in the house, but I'm thinking I need to get a rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody's in the same ballpark where they're maybe tracking what's happening, they're going, maybe I just don't quite have enough. Maybe I'd like to get a firearm or something that can go down range.
Yeah,
Where should they
check
go?
somewhere.
Where should they be looking? Should they just pack up and go to Shields? Should they join something? What is the best way you would? Mine, I had the advantage. I just texted you and said, hey, I need a rifle.
Yeah.
What's the best
yeah,
way
for
to
sure.
go?
The good thing is I'm now in FFL, so I can, purchase firearms and, locate firearms for you, so long as they're in stock. What Brandon was looking for is an AR-15, so I kind of gave him the range. The ones you'll see on my website are, I'll call luxury ARs. Started
Beautiful.
around 3,000 and go up from
They're
there.
beautiful, though.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, super nice. But if you want to get just like a black rifle, I can definitely do that. So cigarsandguns.com. If you have my number, you can text me. You can DM me here as well. But
What about that
Yeah.
Facebook group that you started?
that's right. So the Cigars and Guns Vault. It's a private group where I'll post daily deals on. You get deep discounts for the partner companies that I'm with, Palmetto State, Brownells, and then I post y'all's cigars as well. I try to do a pairing with the cigar to the gun.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's badass. What a great little community too forming up. And I will say I was wearing my Cigars and Guns shirt, and all I'll say is every time you wear the Cigars and Guns
Yeah.
subscription shirts,
Yeah.
somebody's going to either comment on it,
Yeah.
or you're definitely drawing eyes.
That one had the most feedback on it. The February shirt. People are asking for second copies of it, and the
Nice.
thing about the shirt is it's once it's done, it's done. And so sometimes the company will provide extra shirts, and I'll go ahead and have them printed. So I may have additional shirts, but for this run I didn't have any extras. So those will be asking for the shirt. I mean, the Lynx ladies were talking about the shirt last night, and Misty, who's not part of the group, is stealing marks. She loved it, so she's stealing marks, and
And Kayla would be a good supermodel for the
Yeah.
shirts.
It could work.
Yeah.
and Begley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring them on.
Yeah, that could definitely. I wouldn't bring both of them together for a photo shoot because
No,
that would
that'll get out of hand.
That would get out of hand
Yeah.
quick. But
Yeah. Put your clothes back on is basically all we'd be saying.
I
You don't
would-
have to
I would
change in
leave.
public.
I would leave and say, "Here's the camera. Take this SD card when you're done. I don't want to see any of it.
Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do." No, that's so. Cigars and Guns Shirt Club.
Yep.
Join it. $25 a month.
Yep.
Just join it. Then we have, if you're interested, you're now in FFL.
Yep.
So if you are interested, go to cigarsandguns.com. Also, check out the Cigars and Guns Vault on Facebook.
Vault, yeah, private Facebook group. I don't know if you can search for it, but send me a DM and I'll send an invite if you're not in it already.
What I'm very interested in is a friend of yours of over 20 years works at Facebook, yet you're still shadow banned.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what I just found out is if you know somebody at a certain level of Facebook, you can pull favors. Which
yeah,
is-
apparently. I didn't
seems-
know that either. He didn't volunteer that information until
He volunteered it.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems downright
He
corrupt.
seemed like he was volunteering to us. He didn't seem like he was really helping Adrian out.
Yeah,
No.
he was definitely not looking over his left
Yeah,
shoulder.
no, I'm sure him and Pablo are talking, but I'm going to use them for the verified blue badge, and if I can get that on Instagram, I think that would be helpful.
That would be huge, right? Oh no. Okay, so what else is happening? Let's talk about this range day.
Yeah, range day, April 14th, Thursday. Sign up for that. Few slots left. We have quite a few vendors that are showing up. The same ones that we had from last year, plus 2 more.
Oh really?
Yeah, they'll bring their product, and they'll have tables out there and stuff to show off their products. And it's gonna be a great day.
I'm really excited just to have an outdoor range that's guided, that has responsible basically instruction out there.
Yep.
And what I love about that is, like if you've experienced Andrew with golfing, you're slicing, and he goes, "Hey, just move your foot like this," and all of a sudden you go,
That's all
"Well,
it
how
takes.
did I think?"
Yeah.
Same thing with the firearm.
Same
I'm
thing.
shooting, and and then Jeff goes, here, just hold with this hand a little tighter.
Right.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I have a rifle at that point so I can get out and do the due diligence and practice.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
if not, we'll have plenty out there for you to, kind of play around with.
But shooting through cars, shooting out of...
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can-
we do some tactical stuff. We'll do a close range, and then we'll get out and do 100 shots or 100 yards and shooting the same steel. You'll see Jeff shoot upside down his pistol from 100 yard and ping.
He pulls
Yeah.
the trigger with his pinky, right?
Yeah.
Except the first time we did it, he shot my H4N.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
put it right down underneath there, and all of a sudden at the end you kind of see this little worm burner, zzz, and it just a bunch of dust goes, and
Yeah.
you can see a little bit of plastic. And we're going, well, we're far enough we can't quite see it. We get up there, and that whole thing was just
Yeah.
blown up.
It was gone.
Yeah, it was gone.
Yeah.
It was dead.
Yep. So join the range day. Register for that. You'll have a chance to win M&P Smith & Wesson 2.0 pistol with a Seahorse gun case. We'll have swag out there: caps, decals, patches, shirts, and all sorts of good stuff.
Oh, I'm definitely in. I am
And
definitely
then
in on
after
this
party here at ICC.
Absolutely.
without a doubt. And that'll just roll into the Great American Weekend.
Yep.
Adrian, why don't you just sign us off?
Yeah. Thanks for watching today. Catch us every Saturday at 10:10ish, and then catch us on Tuesdays for Cigar Talk. We'll talk about 3 main questions
The
that
3 big ones.
People are asking all over the world.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, Lead and Leaf with Vulcan Machine Works, and then Thursday, Size Matters.
That's it. Don't forget on Wednesday we've got Tales from the Lounge. If you want to see a show with real research built
Yeah,
into
and
it.
then also a group that is exploding is Cigar Newbies. So if you're not a member of Cigar Newbies, or if you know somebody that is new to cigars and would like to ask all the questions they can, we're actually going to answer them. We're not going to belittle you or torture you or make you feel like an idiot for asking a
We
question.
should make a newbie cigar that is specifically for newbies.
I like that.
Interesting.
That wears that newbies branding.
I'm all for
That's
that.
cool. That's a good idea.
Can I? I know that we're signing off, but I wanted to talk a little bit about something because it just hit me as we started talking about newbies. One of the most commonly asked questions is about humidification. So I actually went out and bought these scientific devices, and I've started a test to compare humidity sources, Bovida packs versus Integra packs versus gel versus all that. But I've got outside sensors and inside the cabinet sensors, and I'm going to create this whole series, finally a data set that will be able to say, here's what happens to the humidity in your humidor when your room is 70 degrees, when your room is 62 degrees, when your room is 80, and here's what happens in an acrylic humidor versus a wood humidor. I'm going to have all that data broken down into human understandable bytes, and then what we're going to do, and you don't know this, is we're going to shoot an episode with myself and Aaron Klaus going over the explanation of relative humidity versus humidity, and we're going to talk about the results of this test, and we're going to have that on YouTube. So
Sounds
that
good.
is going to be, I think that is going to be one of those things, and frankly, I'm doing it because I need to educate myself on that, because there are so many factors on the outside of your cabinet that impact the inside of your cabinet, and we want to be able to say, here's what happens, and just be cautious. Here's what happens when you take your travel deal out and throw it in your truck and leave it out there during the winter and bring it back in the house. All of those things, we're going to have all of that encapsulated, and I'm really excited about the results of that.
So,
That's going to be cool.
yeah, check that out.
Right on.
So with that,
Adios, pendejos.
I guess we see you next week for Cars and Cigars.
Hell yeah.
Today would have been a perfect day for that.
Today would have been, but next week will be perfect too.
That's it.
Next week, Cars and Cigars. We will see you guys. Thanks, George Rico, for coming in. Grand Habano all month.
That's it.
That's it.
Love, peace, and chicken grease. Oh, yeah. Who you got? Who won? Man, I got to ship it to Julie. All right, Julie.
All right, Larry, place an order so we can send you your bag too.
Yeah, there you go. Just place an
Yeah.
order of, just place an order and I'll stick
Yeah,
this
we're trying
in
to
there
make
for you.
this a profit deal.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Adios, suckers. Be good.
See ya.